A very good evening and a warm welcome to UBC News Tonight on this 14th day of December 2022. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto and my colleague Mohammed Mugalu on Sign Language Interpretation. We're here to bring you tonight's news bulletin. Now we start off with our first headlining story. President Yoweri Museveni has commended over his successful fight against the COVID-19 pandemic and the Ebola outbreak in Uganda at the ongoing US-Africa Leaders Summit. President Museveni was lauded by his Botswana counterpart during the Partnering for Sustainable Health session under the theme Building Resilience for Healthy People, Healthy Countries at the Washington Convention Center. We have more details in this report.
In his address, President Yoweri Museveni underscored the role of Ugandan scientists during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, saying that they incorporated tradition with modern medicine to save Ugandans and neighboring countries.
With a population of 43 million, had 170,000 cases of corona-19. And we lost 3,632 people. You very well know what happened in other parts of the world. You know how many people died. Many more than this one here.
Museveni says that Uganda has been able to contain the spread of COVID-19 which ravaged the rest of the world, adding that the country is working to develop all types of vaccines needed for humans and livestock. President Museveni also called for more collaboration between Uganda and the US, especially in the field of pharmaceuticals and vaccines.
There are two areas where we are moving on our own, but where we would welcome collaboration if available. This is in the areas of pharmaceuticals and vaccines. It is not correct to continue with the present arrangement where in the global share of pharmaceutical production of US dollars 1.42 trillion, Africa's share is only US dollars 16 billion. Of the pharmaceuticals produced in the world, valued at 1.42 trillion, Africa's share is only 16 billion production. Uganda and Africa are better placed to produce many of the pharmaceuticals on account of the plants that we have in our area.
President Museveni pointed out the healthcare and promotional strategies that could help Uganda to eliminate 75% of the possible diseases that affect her people. At the sidelines of the meeting, President Museveni also met with the president of the leading American plane manufacturer Boeing, who is charged with the Middle East, Turkey, and Africa, Kulijit Gata Aroa, and his delegation, with whom he discussed the aviation industry in Uganda. Museveni also had an engagement with Abebe Selassie and the International Monetary Fund Director for Africa, and the duo discussed the economy.
Disbursement of Parish Development Model funds to beneficiaries has started today in 8 districts across the country. Post Bank Uganda, one of the key beneficial institutions that were selected to run the process, led the disbursement launch today in Kayunga district, witnessed by the Vice President of Uganda, the retired Major Jessica Lupo.
These are some of the beneficiaries of the long-awaited Parish Development Model Funds since government approved over 32,000 SACCOs in October this year.
Asaba milioni emu era bampadde milioni emu. Nagisaba twayita mu kibiina mu group.
Ngenda kusasula bama myezi mukaaga nsubire enteyo gye nnunda ejja kuba ezitoyemuko mu myezi mukaaga oba 7.
Post Bank, Centenary Bank, Housing Finance and Finance Trust Bank are some of the financial institutions that were tasked by government to deliver financial services that enable beneficiaries to receive the livelihood empowerment funds directly.
First of all, we are many banks. For us as Post Bank, we have around 2,500 SACCO accounts. But you remember the parish is around 10,500, so that's a quarter. But as government banks, as Post Bank with Housing Finance and Pride, we intend to come up with a solution to come all the financially excluded Ugandans, or those who are partially included.
Besides Kayunga, districts that launched the disbursement of funds today include Uganda, Gulu, Chiriandongo, Palisa, Rukunjiri, Kabale, and Kanungu.
This strategy is drawn out of the NRM manifesto, the National Development Plan 3, and the NRM ideological principles and pillars, in particular the socio-economic transformation and the NRM strategy for delivering socio-economic transformation through priority sectors of commercial, agriculture, services, ICT, and industry.
My ministry shall continue to disburse funds to the ready PDM circles once all the outstanding issues around the other PDM circles are addressed by the local government. There are some circles that are not yet ready.
This financial year, government has already released 529.7 billion shillings for the revolving fund, out of which 206.275 billion has been disbursed directly to the bank accounts of 8,251 ready circles in 162 local governments.
Through you, Chairman Mwonge, I'm addressing all the district chairpersons and the local government leaders. I really wouldn't want to hear the story. We are not involved. EDM is not for us. You are tasked chairman and your councillors, and I want you to give that report in council. Number one, to mobilize the population.
All beneficiaries who applied successfully for the first phase of the Parish Development Model Funds should have gotten money to their accounts by February 2023. Reporting for UBC News, Wadulo Mark Arnold in Kayunga District.
Yes, that is Wadulo Mark Arnold, New Mogole here at UBC reporting. Thank you so much for that. Minister for East African Community Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, is set to persuade other ministers in the region to adopt the newly composed students' anthem. Kadaga, who cites innovation as part of the avenues for promoting East Africa pledges to sell the idea of the new anthem to the East African Council of Ministers. She was speaking during the unveiling of the new anthem composed by a retired Ugandan Army officer, Colonel Atenyi. This was at Kingdom Building Parking in Uganda's capital, Kampala, where the UPDF band section displayed instrumentals of the song. Take a look.
It was quite a number of things that I based on to form this anthem, as you'll hear it in liners. The togetherness of Iyala, because Iyala is a board. Today you're in office, tomorrow you leave, but the office will remain. And we want Uganda to be on top. It will be played, as you had told us, whichever and whenever it is required. The council must appreciate. If they don't appreciate, this can't go through. And I'm sure they will send it to the summit. But otherwise, like the women's anthem, because it reminds me of the women's anthem, which is really beautiful. Mothers and daughters, and it is a worldwide international song appreciated. So if we can start like this, we have the next step of ensuring that this is bought by all the other heads of other states. Here we are receiving an innovation from the people of Uganda. And I'm really, really excited about this. The story of this anthem is very, very interesting. I started by receiving calls from someone I had not met, retired Colonel Atenyi. It was Sally, who used to come here, said there's someone who wants to talk to you is in Russia. I said, but the man who is in Russia, why is he looking for me? So he told me his idea. He said, there's something I want you to listen to, but I want you to go to a school in Kasao, in Mukono district.
UBC News Tonight. Now, as of now, it has been 15 days since the country reported the last positive case of Ebola, and it has to take close to 42 days before the country is declared Ebola-free by the World Health Organization. This was revealed by the Director General Health Services at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Henry Mwebesa. Mwebesa urged health workers to always be vigilant and observe infection prevention measures. Overall, 16 health workers got infected with the deadly Ebola virus and 9 succumbed to the disease. He made the remarks while addressing health practitioners, implementers and donors at the 9th Annual National Quality Improvement Conference in Munyonyo.
So we are counting up to 21, and after 21 we count another 21, so 2 days, and WHO is minding will declare us Ebola free. But before that, this place you see us maybe, but when it reaches there, we can't declare us Ebola free until 42 days from the last days or the last or the last discharge. I think that's the definition I got about declaring us Ebola free. But otherwise, in Uganda now, we haven't got a case for I think the last almost 18 days and about 15 days in Kasa. In Kampala is quiet, in Uganda is quiet, in Masaka we had one single case and we didn't get security process. But what we need to emphasize here is that you as health workers must always have a high index of suspicion, because our health workers usually are the first casualty. Because you can be managing a case, you think it's malaria, when actually that case is an Ebola case. So you must have a high degree of suspicion, but also you must observe infection prevention and control measures seriously. After seeing every patient you have examined, please wash your hands. Because that can be the magic bullet that will save you from this disease. But it is no aside when you lose a health worker in the line of duty. Somebody who was managing a clinic turns out positive and you find an Ebola treatment clinic. You feel the beat in the head.
The NRM Secretary General, Richard Todwong, has in stern warning promised whoever dares to attack or harm the party supporters to face repercussions in real time. While addressing media in Kampala earlier today, Todwong noted that Uganda Human Rights Commission has notified them about the increasing cases of violence and attack against its members, especially in Kampala Metropolitan. He was delivering the end-of-year party message to the country.
As the year 2022 nears its end, the NRM party has congratulated Ugandans upon the journey.
We believe and we trust that the security of this country will never be played around with if our chairman and the revolutionary leader, President Yoweri Museveni, is still in charge of the country.
This Wednesday, 14th December 2022, the party Secretary General Richard Todwong has addressed the nation in what looked more of a breakdown of the year's events.
The infrastructure development, the social programs that we have, I believe these are running on so well, and I'm sure you also know that these are running because these are the items we have put in our manifesto. We talked of extension of electricity to all the administrative centers and districts of Uganda. We have achieved that.
The continued land conflicts topped his address.
This, as a party, we take very seriously because our core principles and values is to protect the poor and the vulnerable. We condemn in the strongest term possible individuals who are unlawfully grabbing innocent people's land around the country. And we are compiling the list as a party, and very soon the party will demand that government take serious action against some of these individuals.
When it comes to misuse of government funds, the party is committing itself to bring to book all the culprits.
That some of our promises and social services that are supposed to be given to our people in the districts are being affected due to corruption. We are also moving into that very seriously. Just recently we got quite a number of list of districts that tampered with the money that the government sent for the parish development model. And we are following this very seriously. And the civil servants who are involved in this should stand warned, because The party will not keep holding its hands and watching.
With over 50 election petitions logged against the party flag bearers arising from the 2021 general elections, NRM says only 10 were lost, and where by-elections were organized, NRM boasts of 100% victory.
And I'm happy to repeat and to reinstate that the party was satisfied with the performance of our candidates and the members because we won in all these by-elections.
The party also reiterates its stand when it comes to protection of human rights.
Now, as I speak, I've just received a letter from the Human Rights Commission saying that there is a report they got that NRM supporters are being intimidated in Kampala. All the stages of Kampala, the taxi stages, Boda stages, when you wear yellow, you are intimidated, you are beaten.
However, the Secretary General warns those that have started targeting its members with the intention of harming them, especially in the Kampala metropolitan.
If people think NRM is not suffering, that should be a nutshell. We have been having our flag bearers of Kampala come at the party here because of the hostility they face within the areas of residence. So we believe that this should stop, and we warn anybody who is interested in harming any member of the party to stand warned.
Minister of State for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Honorable David Bahati, has re-emphasized industrialization as the only way to go if the country is to attain middle-income status. Government is currently facilitating the recovery of the economy from the effects of COVID-19 through creating a conducive environment for investors to start up investments and to curb the challenge of unemployment. Bahati made these remarks while officiating at a high stakeholder meeting organized by the Ministry of Finance and Civil Society's organization on financing for financial year 2023-2024 budget strategy.
And these factories are doing three things. First, they are substituting the things that were being importing. For example, now we have tiles here, which we are importing. We have television, which we are importing. We can produce soap. We can produce pharmaceuticals in the country. So that import substitution is key for our economic dignity as a continent and also for earning capacity as a country.
We think that regional trade, enhancing opportunities in regional trade, with DRC coming on board, we have a population of over 400. But the trade within the region is still very small, and yet there are opportunities. That's why we brought in the security development nexus, which the Minister for Internal Affairs has just commented on.
I think the focus on Ugandan should be on where is government spending? Where is the wasteful expenditure that we should be focusing on and put government to task?
Investments, hence increased employment creation and mobilization of more domestic revenue. Furthermore, inclusive growth will be attained by implementing investment in the parish revolving fund to avail liquid capital to the vulnerable households.
Eradicating poverty in those populations.
A total of 21 priests of Church of Uganda in Soroti Diocese have been ordained into priesthood. The 21 priests include 11 reverends and 10 deacons. State Minister for Disability Helen Grace Asamo urged the clergy to fight poverty in the communities. We have the details in this report.
Hundreds of Christians from the archdeaconries in Soroti Diocese gathered to attend the ordination of 21 priests. The priests undertook all the stages of priesthood, led by the Right Reverend Kosea Odong, the Bishop of Church of Uganda, Soroti Diocese, who was accompanied by Right Reverend Michael Okwi Esakan, the Bishop of Komi Diocese. While presiding over the ordination, the Bishop of Soroti Diocese, Right Reverend Kosea Odong, said the church needs 1 billion shillings for the completion of St. Peter's Cathedral in Soroti City. Bishop Odong called upon Christians to support, love and care for their priests.
I call you ministers of our God. These are servants of God. Let us support them. Don't fight them. Don't despise them.
State Minister for Disability Affairs, Helen Grace Asamo, who represented the Vice President, retired Major Jessica Lupo, said priests should preach prosperity for all, expressing the need for communities to embrace agriculture by producing enough food. She urged the ordained priests to be change agents, work hard and love their job.
They are going to work with people, do mindset change and encourage our people to do prosperity for their families and for their societies.
She contributed 22 million shillings to support the newly ordained priests. The chairperson of Soroti District, Simon Peter Edoru Eku, called upon Christians to reduce their spending during Christmas season. Edoru advised the Christians to spare the money for school fees. Soroti resident City Commissioner Peter Peck Spark urged the Christians to embrace government programs.
You know, was given to us, listen, people got money, but a number of us have refused to return this money. But some of them are in the church here. Let's support government efforts to fight more.
Soroti Anglican Church comprises of 8 districts of Serere, Soroti, Kalaki, Kabera Maido, Amoria, Kapera Byong, Katakwi, and Soroti City.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Major General Geoffrey Katsigazi Tumusime, has launched the first ever joint police and community resident CCTV camera partnership with a call to government to consider either reducing or waiving taxes on CCTV cameras to enhance affordability to many Ugandans. The CCTV partnership program was conceived by Muyenga community residents, led by the Muyenga Bukasa Ward Chairman Yasin Omar. This was at Muyenga Community Hub.
So that each and every one of us can afford a camera. They are a bit high now because of taxes. But we appeal to the authorities and we are going to talk to the big authorities to ensure that either reduce on them or totally remove them. So that it encourages when a camera is about 10,000, 20,000. I don't know the cost now for a single camera, but we need it to be reduced to enable you, enable us, all of us, to put up cameras. And for you who have endeavored to pay this high cost of installing CCTV in your house, in your premise, we say thank you so much. To enforce this as bodies, that every LOC in this country must register their resident. This one, we copied it from here, we're going to transmit.
Call to the community that we should install CCTV to beef up police, the national grid. For us, we saw it as useful, we embarked on it, and we have several private CCTV cameras.
Residents who had camped at Karugutu Primary School and Rebisengo Sub-County headquarters in Ntoroko District yesterday have started returning back to their homes after the fighting between the UPDF and the ADF rebels stopped. Take a look.
Tuesday, hundreds of people ran away from their homes after intense fighting broke out when the ADF rebels crossed to Uganda across River Semliki at a place called Kayanja 11. Some of the residents who had camped, we found them packing their belongings and returning back to their homes. However, the locals expressed their displeasure at the authorities for neglecting them and offering them no help in form of food and beddings the time they needed them the most. Some of them said they had spent a night on empty bellies while children ate anything they came across. According to the Ntoroko District Resident Commissioner, retired Major Edward Jones Mugabire, there is no cause for alarm for the residents not to return to their homes.
Killing these ones, those who were took total concealment so that they don't perish. But we are getting from the front that another 10 were shot and fell into the river. So far, there is no, we are under control of the division command actually. Many people coming when I was going to the front. And others are gathered at the website as we talk now. But there is no need. But only that they cannot go back to their homes when our soldiers are still in the field. We shall wait for them to come out, tell us.
By the time the fighting ended, the number of Allied Democratic Forces ADF rebels killed in the district had risen to 17.
So far, I've registered the 30 households. I'm yet to total up how many they are by number. And I'm told some have been displaced at the Webseng Town Council and some at Karugutu Health Center 4. I'm yet to go there, and as what is saying now is that fire exchange is still on, and we are not yet in position to tell whether these people will stay here or they will be going back.
Addressing the media, the Commander Mountain Division, who is also the commander of Operation Shuja, Major General Dick Olumu, revealed that by end of the day, the army had killed 17 rebels, captured 13, and recovered over 17 guns.
There were 40, and we have killed 17, and we have captured 13. That is 30. It means there are 10 out there running. But what about those who died during the crossfire? What about those who died during the encounter? So those could have died there. But there are also those who drowned in the River Semuliki. There are those who drowned in the River Semuliki. So the 10 in number that we're suspecting may actually not be there. Or a few of them could have crossed and gone back to Congo. Or a few of them could have drowned on River Semuliki.
Olumo says that in the encounter, one civilian and a UPDF soldier were also killed. According to Olumo, one of the ADF commanders identified as Yakutu, who led the rebels that attacked the villages, was shot in the back, but he managed to escape. He adds that another commander was killed, while the third was captured.
Educationists have urged government to double their efforts in enhancing life skills and values in young children as a remedy to equip students with all life skills and values. We have more details in this report.
During the assessment of life skills and values in East Africa, Uganda has launched a report at Protea Hotel, Kampala.
Take this opportunity to congratulate Weso and Eulogizing, but of course under the umbrella of Alive, for having taken the initiative to dive deep into this initiative of emphasizing life skills and values in our Ugandan education system.
Dr. Mary Goriti Nakabugo of Huwezo, Uganda, says to the findings reveal the level of children to collaborate, self-awareness and problem solving is still very low.
We should stop just talking about these things. I think we talked about having some kind of action. Action has to start. A three-legged stool. Have you ever seen a three-legged stool? Yeah. So the three legs of that stool, the teachers, parents and community, and number three, the system. The system where Dr. Aguma ended. The whole system has to be refocused.
A program manager in charge of basic education and adolescent development program at United Nations Children's Fund explained that this is a milestone to understand that it's important to nurture children with life skills and values.
Looking forward to see how we can use this evidence for action. There are two levels of action often we talk on: action to change policies and to make higher investment into that area. But second, also action of how we can bring more new ways of delivering life skills in school.
The Executive Director, National Curriculum Development Center, Dr. Grace Bagu, says that if one completes all the degrees in education without life skills and values, he or she cannot contribute any development to the national agenda.
That we need to now re-emphasize, refocus in the curriculum, but also in the core curricular support and in all the other, because the curriculum is at the heart of education, and therefore the others, inspectorate, name it, they need to focus and see that even those minimum standards that is developed at days, you need to refocus and review them and see that whenever you are doing inspection, you are actually looking at am I seeing life skills and values coming out of a lesson of mathematics?
I think what I can say is that the assessment of life skills and values is a responsibility of all stakeholders in education, since it is not an issue of a pen and paper assessment.
The moment the teacher is not motivated to do the work, anything to do with education, you are wasting your time, because it is the teacher who should be at the center of everything in as far as education is concerned. We need to have government take on pre-primary, because it is entirely in the hands of the private sector.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with more stories after these messages.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Cohabitation Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Cohabitation deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Cohabitation Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC. Welcome to Friends Stadium. Everybody's ready. Wait a second, not everybody. Come on, dude. It's the FIFA World Cup. You're going to lose your seat, the ritual seat, the lucky one. Losing more than a seat, your team is going to lose. Where are you, dude? The match is about to start. Your friends won't hold out much longer. Excuse me. Finally, everything is in the right place. Hey, other hand. And you, do you have everything you need to believe? Paying for groceries the old way.
3, 4, 5. I don't even know what he's doing. 7, 8, 9.
Allow me. Paying for groceries with the My Airtel app. You have the power in your pocket. The power to conveniently pay for goods and services. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
That's my wife. Yeah, let me just take this point.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206-400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
We are the DPF. We protect your money. Protection Fund of Uganda.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You see, I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just decided to register. Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
Not mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
The festive season is here and it's Christmas in 4G from Airtel. Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda, now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes! 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones this holiday season.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. Happy holidays this festive season with Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us here in UBC News Tonight. Now, in more news this evening, the Ministry of Finance has installed the integrated financial management system in Chikube District to improve financial service delivery. Chikube District local government has since 2017 been getting assistance from Hoima local government to deliver these services. We have more.
Chikube District local government leaders have been incurring transport costs and other inconveniences as they move to Hoima District to access the services of the integrated financial management system. During the launch of IFMS in Chikube, the chairman Chikube District, Peter Banura, said due to lack of IFMS system at the district, the provision of services would get interrupted because of the congestion at Hoima District.
Staff who are working, who make it happen to make sure that employees get their salaries, the pensioners get their gratuities and all that, the elderly under the SEG funds and all that, all works with the system. And this is a digitalized system which we hope is going to improve the proper service delivery that we keep talking about. This is
an officer from the Ministry of Local Government, Jackie Kemisha Kiza, said installation of the system will help improve efficiency in financial management, increased level of transparency and harmonized chart of accounts, timely, relevant and accurate information.
Officers facing a number of challenges, especially with IGG, with the anti-corruption unit, regarding issues of accountability. So with this system, everything is done on the system. There is no interaction with cash, with the, so the system enables that efficient accountability and also fastens the way of doing work, because it's just a matter of going onto the computer, you log in and then you click a button, approve payments, and of course you approve payments that you have scrutinized.
The Commissioner of Accounts, Ministry of Finance, IFMS system, David Rujumba, challenged the district leaders to ensure that the IFMS is owned, maintained and used properly in a bid to improve on service delivery.
In all government votes, over 300, So Chikuba is among those who have come on at the last end of this implementation. And the system really is a financial management system. Budget execution, things to do with the procurement, revenue management, receipting, asset management, payments, financial reporting. It's all done on the system.
The body of the late Supreme Court Justice Justice Awari has arrived in Lira City today. The body was received from Amucha and taken to Lira City Council Hall for a joint special council sitting to eulogize the fallen justice.
By 1 p.m., relatives and loved ones of fallen Justice Awari had assembled at Amucha Secondary School to receive his casket. Through Juba Road to Main Street, his body was led to Lira City Council Hall for a joint special council sitting to pay tribute to him. Many also gathered around the council hall to witness his arrival. A motion to receive his body was moved by Sarah Ngweri.
Move a motion that we receive the body of our fallen son for urine. Thank you so much, Reginald.
And the body was received by the city speaker, Councillor Patrick Okwir. They eulogized his simplicity and great deeds for the people of Lango.
He is remembered for profiling all the small courts that are operating in the Lango region and elevated some of them into magistrate courts. We cite Koroto in the Ebola district.
There was an appeal in the church to have recruitment of members of the choir. And for those of you who know him, his voice is a small voice. And therefore in the choir, he qualified to be a tenor singer. And he was a very good tenor singer.
That a road be identified near the school and named after him.
The speaker also hailed the judge for the gift of the wig, which has made him the fourth in the country to own one.
These wigs are very expensive. My colleague lawyers know it and judicial officers. When I was still a student, it was at 25 million. And that's about 8 years ago. I believe now it's about started to 40 or even 50 million.
His son, Jojo Bong, thanks the Council of Lango Sub-Region for honoring his father as a man who has made a great contribution in the country. He, however, urged the people to respect elders even when they still live.
Young people are insulting me. Today they are respecting my father after I is dead. But I know among us here there are people who didn't respect him when he was alive. His humility and simplicity was taken for stupidity. That's something that you can't do. So he gave us education. He inspired us to work.
He supported and believed in the schools in Lango Sub-Region and needed the quality of education uplifted.
But when we called OB's meeting, justice would appear. He would come, he would attend, he would sit and listen to us. And he would support our ideas. And I can assure you that one gesture of humility helped us to bring back Lango College to the map.
As the leader from Lango, I would appeal to the central government that we still have the likes of Justice Awari in Lango. As much as he has departed, there is still room for more promotions. I would plead as the leader from Lango so that we have the continuity of such people coming up.
Late Justice Awari left behind a wedded widow and 11 children. He will be laid to rest next to his mother in Achumapenyi, Dokolo district on Friday. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
A Buganda Road Magistrates Court has charged and remanded an American couple to Luzira and Chigo government prison over torture allegations. Prosecution alleges that the couple tortured a one Kaima John, aged 10 years.
American nationals and a couple, Mackenzie Alenga Matthias Spencer aged 32 years, and Nicholas Spencer, aged 32 years, have been charged with 1 count of torturing a one Kaima John. They all pleaded not guilty to the alleged offence. Mackenzie Matthias Spencer and Nicholas Spencer, between 2020 and December 2022 at Nagulu Nakawa in Kampala district, committed an act of torture against Kaima John, aged 10 years. Through their lawyers Lydia and Babas, the accused asked court to grant them bail by presenting 3 sureties who were friends to the accused and that they have a fixed place of abode.
Your Worship, they will not interfere with the case since investigations have been closed.
Their prayers were, however, objected to by the prosecution, saying the sureties were not substantial enough.
Your Worship, what am I submitting here? That the applicants are illegal in Uganda. Their illegality in Uganda now gives court only 2 possible remedies. If court grants them bail, court will be continuing an offense of illegal stay in Uganda, which they're already doing. The other option court has is to deport them, because their stay in Uganda now is illegal. But if court does the deportation that you have authority to do, it will be frustrating this case that we have in court today.
Prosecution also told court that the investigations in the matter are not yet closed. With this, he asked court to decline to grant the accused bail.
Counsel also attempted to present copies of medical documents, non-verified, copies of emails from doctors. Your Worship, it is very clear that where the prison's authorities cannot afford a particular person in jail, they write to court and inform court that they cannot manage a specific ailment.
Due to time, Magistrate Sarah Tumusime remanded the accused until 20th December 2022, when she would deliver a ruling on bail.
Have been quite lengthy that require a careful study for me to be able to come up with a sober ruling. So in the circumstances, I adjourned this case to 20th for ruling on the bail application.
Kaima John was adopted by the 2 from Welcome Home situated in Jinja.
There are 3 types of torture: physical torture, mental torture, but was tortured and it was evident. This would be seen from the videos that she sent me. There were lists of punishments that were given to this boy as he sat on a cold floor from morning to evening.
Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabogudde, UBC News.
UBC News. Now, Annette Nasozi, aged 44 years, together with FIDA Uganda, have filed a case in the High Court Civil Division asking court to pass a law regulating cohabiting as it is with other laws that regulate legal marriages. Nasozi, who has cohabited for 27 years, said she has found it hard to share property with her husband since without a law that regulates them. The case is being filed against Kasenge William and the Attorney General.
After 27 years of cohabiting, Annette Nasozi, aged 44, wife to William Kasenge with 4 children, has found it hard to share property since the law does not cater for her situation in the event of a divorce.
Antulugunyize emyaka 27 omuli okuntisa mu kiseera kye twafuna obutakkaanya naye okundekera obuvunaanyizibwa nze ng'omukyala kyekisinga okunnuma ate nga ebweru siinayo wadde ntandikwa yonna.
It's against this backdrop that Annette Nasozi, together with FIDA Uganda, have filed a suit in High Court Civil Division asking court to help legislators in drafting a law that recognizing cohabiting as a type of marriage.
This is owing to the existence of gender imbalances, which for many women make productive resources such as land only accessible to them through their male relations. The absence of statute law that categorically provides for rights of people in cohabiting relationships during their subsistence and upon their dissolution also has a disproportionate effect on women. When cohabitation relationships are terminated, whether by separation or death, the social security of women in these relationships is also less guaranteed than those of their male counterparts.
They say that although there are some laws and judgments passed regulating the issue of divorce. There is no clear law regulating those cohabiting.
We do recognize that the interpretation and application of these principles varies depending on the circumstances of each case and the discretion of each judicial officer. It demonstrates that judicial precedents alone do not offer adequate protection for the property rights of women within the family unit, as they can be departed from.
Annette Nassos and FIDA Uganda filed the suit against the Attorney General and William Kasenge. Deborah Nama Monde, UBC News.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Fun battery phone.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Cohabitation Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Cohabitation deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Cohabitation Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Regulated by UCC.
Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
The festive season is here and it's Christmas in 4G from Airtel. Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda, now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones this holiday season.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. Happy holidays this festive season with Airtel, the smartphone network.
Over the years, we've dreamed to get onto the world stage. We've had that dream crushed. We've witnessed a total defeat of what could have been our greatest moment. We've felt our spirits go up, only to take a hard fall. We've had our fires burn out and leave only scars. We've seized the wind and had it pulled from our grasp. We've seen pain and we've seen loss of the last fragments of hope. But we are made of resilience, and resilience never stops dreaming. So we will dream even bigger with the Cranes Cup 2026. Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup.
Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup. For every Now Special you buy, we will give 50 shillings to the Uganda Cranes 2026 fund. You will also get the chance to choose how the Cranes Cup Bowl contributions are spent. Now Special, official beer of the FIFA World Cup and official beer partner of the Uganda Cranes.
Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
We can't tolerate sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment is unacceptable in our school.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Welcome back from that break. And now into the business scene. Government is in the process of introducing a national payment switch as one of the tax reform systems to support the financial sector development strategy. According to government, the national payment switch will lower the costs incurred by users of digital financial platforms, but also enhance tax revenue collection. We have the details.
The government is striving to widen its tax base as a strategy to reduce dependence on external financing. To this end, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development is engaging different stakeholders on the theme reshaping the tax system to support the financial sector development strategy. One of the strategies government is eyeing is the introduction of the national payment switch with the intent to lower the costs of digital financial transactions but also enhance tax revenue collection. The national payment switch is a tool that facilitates communication between different financial service providers.
At least you get these transactions on the system and you can see the transactions that are flowing. If they are business transactions, at least you will get to know that one business has received money from another business, or somebody has sent money to a business through this system. Now what has been happening is that the companies, the fintech companies, the companies under Airtel and MTN have their own systems which have been expensive. So the cost of remitting this money has been high. But if we have a national payment system, that would mean that the charges are going to be low. And when the charges are low, then the taxable income that remains with the suppliers or the service providers and the users will be higher, and that would lead to more collections.
I would really want it to be done this financial year that we open these bids. If we go to, according to the plan, we should be going out there asking for bids this financial year.
Another strategy that government wants to strengthen is the digitization of the financial services sector to bring more people on board that will in turn contribute to the financial sector growth and eventually improved revenue collection.
We have registered revenue improvement wherever we have digitized. Every service that we automate and we are able to put online, we see a direct correlation in improvement of revenues that come from that area. So why we are fully behind this effort, and we look forward to agreeing on the first steps that can be taken to achieve this digitization agenda, is that it will help us ease service delivery and will improve the revenue collection effort.
Government is also trying to improve the financial literacy amongst the population. Stakeholders are putting forward a number of tax proposals as government moves to reshape the country's tax system. Adiana Kote, UBC.
Uganda Federation of Mwal-Gwemko Community Credit Cooperatives has observed that loan recovery is the major problem affecting the operation of financial institutions at all levels. This also affects financial services delivery, especially for rural communities. The Chief Executive Officer, Mwal-Gwemko Uganda, Andrew Chepa, says the Federation embarks on sensitizing the leaders on loan recovery and fraud in the management of village banks. This was during the Mwal-Gwemko annual conference supported by Korean Federation of Community Credit Cooperative in Kampala.
Korea Federation of Community Credit Cooperative, KFCC, Uganda Federation of Mwal-Gwemko Community Credit Cooperatives has convened the second annual conference for 18 Mwal-Gwemko's village banks in the districts of Mpigi and Mityana at Kampala Kolping Hotel. Among the critical issues discussed include standardizing for safety, soundness and sustainability of the established village banks.
In the 18 MGs, our saving and share capital has increased to over 1 billion.
The Chief Executive Officer, Mwal-Gwemko Uganda, Andrew Chepa, articulates the Federation has designed strategies to mitigate loan recovery, which is among the biggest issues affecting financial institutions at all levels.
We are putting in place mechanisms of how to establish somebody's capacity to repay the loan, so that the loan does not become a burden, but something that is going to bring development other than a burden to the borrower. We are also focusing on sensitizing our members in the areas of enterprise development.
The ESMV2 project manager in Mityana, Ahura Joe, observed that through the establishment of village banks, Gomgo's is fostering rural development.
They sell some cabbage and then they can get some money, and also they put this kind of money to the MG. MG gives 6% of interest to their saving account, which means it makes increase their increment of their income.
Patrick Mugisha, district chairperson, Mityana, applauds KFCC support in rural poverty eradication, and he castigates involving politics into the operation of developmental projects.
The process is making things hard. Like when we are trying to implement or supporting these developing partners in our areas, there are areas where we find too much politics. Me, I'm asking kindly my people in Mityana district, at least when we are in the development activities, always to put politics aside, and we put emphasis on supporting these people in our areas.
Uganda Federation of MG Community Credit Cooperatives is championing financial inclusion through promoting rural savings with digital technology. The best performing Gomgo's received awards in various categories, including savings, welfare, standardization, and digital transformation adoption, among others. Nafka Farida and Robert Bwaita.
Well, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. We do have enjoyed your company tonight. Well, another exciting game happens tonight on UBC television at 10. Africa's Morocco takes on France in a very exciting game that you do not want to miss right here on your favorite TV station, UBC. But for now, I leave you with weather focus for the night. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto, and my colleague Muhammad Mugalu in sign language interpretation will be heading home to catch the game. Good night.
Once again, I welcome you to today's weather broadcast brought to you by Uganda National Meteorological Authority in conjunction with UBC. I'm Majezi Africano, you are today's presenter. There have been a reduction in wet activities in our country. When you take a look on the satellite picture that has been captured over Africa, it shows that the rain belt has shifted below southwards away from our country, causing the reduction we are experiencing right now. Tomorrow in the morning in the central region, we expect light rains in Kampala and Masaka with